fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run in your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome to Motor Cop Chronicles Podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. A little extra one put out. We got so much crime here in Louisiana. We're going to start out with our housekeeping as usual. We're going to say thanks to our crew members, Mr. Hoppy Hopperson, Mr. Christopher DeMars, Z. Palmer, Miss Laura Stimpson, Roy Spalding, not Roy with the P, old JoJo from Down Under, Miss Kaylee Norris, Natasha A., and the OG Melissa Holstein. We appreciate y'all, and hope y'all enjoying the extra content y'all get over there. Don't forget that if you want some cigars, go to mypatriotcigars.com. Use promo code MotorCop15, get 15% off your entire order. Go like and subscribe, write us a review, follow us on Facebook. You can join the Patreon if you would like to also. I don't know if y'all listened to the last episode with Keelan Darby. This is a shirt right here. I'll say it's up here. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. Shirt's right here. I made this shirt for him. It says Free William Darby. That's the back of it. The front of it says I stand with William Ben Darby. And the same logo. That's their thing. All profits made from this shirt will go directly towards be donated towards his legal fund, which is close to $200,000. So hopefully the appeals goes through and he gets out. Like I said, if not, go check that episode out. It was a real good episode. His wife was on there. She is in law enforcement also herself. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. New Year's coming up. Go make your resolutions. I'm not making a resolution because I never keep that shit. So do what I do. We got our live show coming up tomorrow. The box told me today he was going to be here. We'll see how Freebird's feeling, if he's going to come in or not. Maybe we'll call him in or not. He's getting better. Just it's a slow process on him. So y'all tune in tomorrow because we do have an update on Precious. If y'all have been listening, y'all know who Precious is. So we're going to get into it. This first one, this is all Louisiana stories. So I hope you're liking some Louisiana shit. They sorry, didn't have a brain fart. I actually text from Steve Gould popped up there a second. This guy right here is from Baton Rouge. Right here, this fella. He is a serial robber, and I don't think they mean Lucky Charms or Captain Crunch or anything like that. If y'all are making comments, for some reason it's telling me there's an error, and I can't see the comments. So don't think I'm ignoring y'all. I don't know why. Just saying it's in error. Loading the comment. So if y'all are commenting, I can't see it. Anyway, the police arrested this man right here. He is accused of 5 different armed robberies throughout the Baton Rouge area. His name is Mr. Kevin Johnson. He is 55 years old. He looks a little older than 55. He's accused of committing multiple armed robberies on November the 20th, saying he robbed a Dollar General store on Florida Boulevard, the Podness Barbecue on South Sherwood Forest Boulevard, a Smoothie King on Florida Boulevard, the Kangaroo Express on Millerville, and a Baskin Robbins on Florida Boulevard. I guess he was just fucking robbing shit like crazy. Just a lot of these cheaper areas too, I guess. I don't know why, but he was hitting them cheap areas up. So he was booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison for 5 different counts of armed robbery. And they caught him with using license plate reader cameras. So he only got about $2,200 from all 5 of these different places. I guess that's what happened when you're robbing a Dollar General and stuff like that. I do know that armed robbery in Louisiana carries up to 99 years. Up to. You can get 99 years for it. So if that happens, he can get almost close to 500 years if he gets convicted on all 5 of these. That's a lot of time for $2,200 worth of crap that, like I said, it's just ridiculous. Like $2,200 worth of stuff you'd think he would have, committing that kind of felony. So, Mr. Johnson here is probably going to not see daylight for a very, very long time. Next up, I don't know if y'all remember the story last week or so. We talked about this guy in Denham Springs that took some woman. This woman said that she was walking. This guy grabbed her, drug her off in the woods to a mattress, and raped her. I don't know if y'all remember that story or not, but this is like an update on that one. He has been caught. This is him, the alleged rapist. Nice looking fella, huh? He said this. I don't get the whole that thing right between his eyes right there. He looks dirty though. Like, I don't know, maybe he's homeless or something like that. But he just looks dirty. But this is him. The officials, Denham Springs Police Department got him. They arrested him just not too long ago. According to the Denham Springs Police Department, they got the call on the 9th that the woman was kidnapped, drug off into the woods, and raped. This guy, she identified him, is Devin Brazil. And he's the one that walked her into the wooded area by Grays Creek and Pete's Highway, had the mattress on the ground. They were able to collect DNA samples from the scene, and he was arrested yesterday on the 26th. So I'm taking a DNA got him. He had been in jail. He had been arrested before in Ouachita Parish, East Baton Rouge Parish, and Livingston Parish. It says he'd been arrested. His most recent arrest was for drugs. He also has a conviction for simple robbery back in 2010. So this fella right here, he likes the crime. Now he's went up to rape. So let's hope this piece of shit dirtbag right here don't get out anytime soon. At all. Take him down. Fuck him. Next one we don't have a picture of. We'll be all right. It's kind of weird when I'm talking. I can't get no responses back because the chat's not working, which is aggravating the hell out of me. Just letting y'all know. It's very, very aggravating. I'm gonna try something. If it knocks it out, we might have to redo it. I don't know if that paused y'all or not. I don't know if it helped or not, but I tried. The only other way for me would be to shut it down and start it back over. Oh well, we're just going to go with it. Do the best we can. Just no comment. See who we have next up. Because, we got some crime in Louisiana. Oh, this one was in New Orleans. We got we had 2 people killed and 4 injured in New Orleans. It was a shooting. Didn't hear that on national news, did you? Sounds like a mass shooting to me. I mean, maybe not enough people got killed. I don't know. But you're looking at 4 were hurt and 2 killed. I mean, that's 6 people. It said 2 people died and 4 were injured in a shooting in the lower 9th Ward in New Orleans early Monday morning. It's the lower 9th Ward. If you know anything about New Orleans, it's not like the lower 9th Ward is a great area that you want to be in. It's Shitville. Happened around 12:40 a.m. in the morning. They had the 2 victims that died. One was a 19-year-old male, and another one is a 19-year-old female. They were both pronounced dead at the scene. They also said they had a 17-year-old and 3 18-year-olds were involved in the shooting. The 4 victims injured were brought to the local hospital. And they said Crime Stoppers are here today to let you know that this is a mass shooting and it will not go unnoticed, said Crime Stoppers. I don't know. Did you see it on national news? I didn't see it on national news. So I'm taking that it went pretty much unnoticed. They have a whole $5,000 cash reward for any information leading to the arrest of the perpetrator or perpetrators of this crime. This shooting happened at a house party, and they were looking for anybody that has any videos or anything else like that about it. So I doubt it. Anybody's going to come through with it. Usually they don't. We'll see. But, of course, here we go with, mass shooting in New Orleans. Guess that's why considered deadlier than Chicago and stuff like that. Go figure, right? This next story comes from an ex-inmate. Not a current inmate, but an ex-inmate. I'm sure he's reformed also, right? This ex-inmate is claiming that he was brutally beat up by a prison gang, but it was avoidable. And now he is suing the sheriff's office and stuff like that. Well, tell you a story. My personal opinion is don't break the law. Don't go to jail. Don't get beat up by a gang. This former inmate happened in Tangipahoa Parish. He filed a federal lawsuit this past week against Sheriff Daniel Edwards, the warden, and 14 other deputies, saying they were responsible for his traumatic brain injury that was caused by another inmate because they ignored his pleas for help. The lawsuit says that Raymond Knight, 32, was standing at a kiosk at the Tangipahoa Parish Jail, sending a message to his wife on December 27th of 2021. You notice he waited an entire year before he filed this, because you only have a year after something happens to do it. So they waited right up till the deadline to do it. He said that's when another inmate came up from behind him and it punched him in the head. And it knocked him to the floor. He laid there unconscious for minutes before guards came to help. Usually they got to come through gates and everything else. I mean, it's not lickety split. They're not standing there. If they were standing there watching it, the guy probably wouldn't have punched you in the head, right? So he had been moved into that tier only 1 hour before this happened, the lawsuit said, having begged the guards for days to move him from his previous tier out of fear for his life for disobeying a prison gang's order. So they had just moved him, which he had requested, it sounds like. Because he just got moved into this separate tier. So, I mean, it sounds like to me that, they, you're scared, so they moved you. He claims that then he was placed under maximum lockdown instead of receiving medical attention until he could no longer stand and began vomiting. He says he was later taken to a local hospital where he learned his jaw had been severely broken and his brain had been bleeding. He suffered significant problems since the attack, including severe migraines, his lawyer claims. I'm sure his lawyer's claiming all kind of stuff. Oh, starting to get some comments back up. Good deal. Chad Jenkins is here. What's up, Chad? And Joe's here too. Just poor sweetheart. I know, right? I mean, it's horrible. This is something I did not know. Knight was transferred to the Tangipahoa Hope Parish Jail in October of 2021 from Harris County, Texas, for violating his parole. He had previously served time for possession of heroin. He was a good guy. He just liked to sell little drugs. I did not know this right here. I didn't realize it was that big. The Tangipahoa Parish Jail houses 504 inmates, including both pretrial detainees and convicts serving state sentences. I didn't know they could hold 500 something people. That's a new one on me right there. It says the inmates are classified as medium security and placed into tiers of about 25 inmates each, depending on where there's bed space, rather than using a classification program to separate non-violent inmates from violent inmates. Well, I mean, how do you know they're violent? Maybe they are violent, but they identify as a non-violent inmate. Then what you going to do? Right? Hello, Melissa. So if he's a violent inmate, but he identifies as non-violent inmate, and you see how it's going? Because they put men in women's prison because they identify as a woman. So to make sense to me, it does. Anyway, they're trying to do the story. Personally, I don't feel sorry for this dude. I've worked in prisons before, because it's a long-ass story. I didn't realize it was that long. I've worked in prisons before, and you have inmates all the time come up saying, I need to go get, but sometimes they'll make up excuses because they want to go stay over here with their buddy. So, you hear it all the time, but they moved the guy. I don't know what he's crying about. He's saying that he was on one tier. He wanted to be moved. They moved him to another tier, and he got punched and he got his ass whipped. But it's always somebody else's fault. Melissa says she is still under restriction for 25 more days. That's why she is on YouTube. And Holster is driving. He did tell me y'all had to go. I didn't realize y'all had to drive all the way to Tampa to get for a AT&T store. It's crazy. Now, this next one is a crazy story because I actually had met this guy before. It's very, very, it's this guy right here. See him right here? Yep, right there. And he's right there. Looks like a flight doctor, don't it? Apple store. Okay, Apple store. All right. Looks like this is a crazy story. I've met this dude before. Anyway, he's looking for a job. We hope so. Just don't push yourself there, Chad. Anyway, this guy is looking for a job now. This man right here. He got fired. You're fired, kind of like Donald Trump says. He was a paramedic. He worked for Acadian Ambulance for 7 years. And reason he got fired, this is fucking crazy. Because he was fraudulently asserting himself to be a doctor for the last 4 years. So he was working as a doctor for the past 4 years. And he's not a doctor. He's a paramedic. He has since voluntarily surrendered his paramedic license to the Louisiana Department of Health. It says, we have a guy who is illegally prescribing prescriptions. We have a serious imposter here who's gotten away with it for 4 years, said the source. Now, does Acadian not, don't you have to when I go to be a cop, if you go somewhere, they want all your certificates proving that you have, passed all your stuff you're supposed to pass. Did he just fake it? I mean, or what? They didn't check into it? I mean, just say, hey, I'm a doctor. And they're like, good deal. We want to hire you. I mean, just... I'm going to butcher this name, but I don't fucking care. His name is Samrat Mukherjee. That's as close of as I can get it. Just deal with it. Anyway, he had been employed with the paramedic with the Acadian ambulance. His employment with the company began in May of 2015 until he was fired December 9th, this month. It all came to light a few weeks ago when Acadian ambulance employees were discussing his status as a doctor. As soon as officials learned that he was not actually a doctor, he was fired immediately. He also acted as their Acadians, their helicopter physician. Multiple credible sources tell Unfiltered with Karen that he used a fellow doctor's national prescription identifier, his NPI number, as his own. That's the number they use to call in prescriptions instead of writing it out on a pad. That's how he allegedly was able to call in prescriptions under his fellow doctor's name. How's it a fellow doctor if he's not a doctor? No, I'm not doing that, Chad. He pretended to be a resident with the same doctor, being his attending physician during his residency. In a conversation in 2018, the former paramedic told Karen Chawla he was a recent graduate of medical school and was a doctor. In fact, sources say that he went as far as foregoing his own match. He forged his own match letter, whatever a match letter is. After completing medical school, students are matched with a hospital for residency, blah, blah, blah. He never graduated college. He did have his paramedic's license, but he was not a physician, as he had allegedly been claiming for the last 4 years. He introduced himself as Dr. Sam, as he was known to Acadian as Dr. Samrat Mukherjee. I can't say that fucking name. It's Mukherjee. Mukherjee. I don't know. Fuck it. He had forged his medical degrees hanging up in his room. He had an elaborate scheme, his deception to a whole new level. Anyone can check their doctor's license to verify their doctor is real. They checked him and it come back, no record found, meaning he is not a doctor. They reached out to Acadian for comment, and they said they wrote a little letter, sorry, we fucked up. So he was pretending to be a resident physician at Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. That's why they gave him the respect by giving him the title of flight physician. He has been seen going in and out of the hospital. He has a white coat and scrubs with his name and MD medical doctor embroidered on it, pretending to be a physician at the hospital. He had an ID badge and even ID access to hospital floors. So he fooled the hospital too. The shit Unfiltered with Karen also reached out to the hospital for comment, and they said he'd never been an employee there. And of course the police are looking into it, see if he was treating anybody at the hospital. It's unclear how he was able to pass as a physician with the ambulance. They forwarded the investigative agency for any further questions. My thing is you think it's long. It's like this dude was like taking care of people and giving them medicine and shit, like treating them as a doctor. I mean, paramedics can do all kind of stuff, yeah. But I mean, wow. It's just, they didn't check into it. This guy here is crazy. Catch up on the comments. JoJo says, yep, all is well. Hope you are feeling stronger. Melissa says Apple had to keep her phone due to software issues and back charging. Chad says, yes, definitely a lot better. JJ wants to know, how does this all happen? I'd like to know that too, because, I mean, Chad wanted me to pronounce. I did pronounce the name again and butchered it. JoJo peed in her pants laughing at me trying to pronounce the name. And she says an elaborate con. Yeah, Melissa says, wow, need to check it. I mean, I saw that. I've seen this dude out in the field. And he did introduce himself as Dr. Sam and everything. I mean, but it's not my job to check it, but how many people, I mean, is this some people that maybe he could have saved, that could have been saved that he wasn't able to or something like that? Yeah, this is absolutely crazy, this story right here. If I was doing hot nuts tonight, that would be my hot nut right there. Because, I mean, this dude got away with that shit for 4 years. 4 years. He took playing doctor to a whole new level. That guy took playing doctor right there to a whole new level. This next guy right here, this pretty fella right there, he's gorgeous. He's in jail, of course, because we see stripes, right? Anyway, this man in St. Francisville, which is a nice area, plantation homes and stuff. It says a man was shot after a fight broke out after his father's funeral in rural West Feliciana Parish on Monday. So they went to the funeral, and then they got in a gunfight. The West Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Office said they responded to a shooting at a home on LA 996 on Monday. They said they found 51-year-old Michael Lancaster of Spanish Fort, Alabama, with multiple gunshot wounds to the head and upper body. Deputies discovered Lancaster was shot by his 66-year-old James Blake of Cowsloff, Alaska, after the two got into an argument at Lancaster's father's funeral. The dispute reportedly continued at the family gathering at the house later the same day. They said the men started fighting outside the home when Blake pulled out a handgun and shot Lancaster. Lancaster was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Now, he got shot in the head and an upper body. Well, what was he shooting him fucking with? That he got shot in the head and all this, I mean, was he shooting him with a BB gun? So he was treated for injuries. This guy here, Blake, was treated for injuries he got in the fight before he was booked into the detention center for attempted second-degree murder. His bond is set at $175,000. The connection between the two men is not immediately known. So he shot this dude like 4 or 5 times. He shot him in the head and all that part, and the dude's like not even in critical condition. I mean, what the fuck? I want to know what weapon was used. Looks like he was probably getting his ass whooped. He's what, 60-something years old? Yeah. He's 66. The 51-year-old was whipping his ass, and he's like, fuck that. Pulled out a gun and shot him. He might. He might have a defense on that part of it because of his age and stuff like that. So I'd say it's probably going to get knocked down to something less than second-degree murder. And watch, because of his age, because of 66. That's what I'm saying. To just say, I can't even put money on my account without showing 3 different credentials. I know, and this guy was like playing a whole doctor. He was being a whole doctor, and not this guy, another guy, if y'all are just tuning in. Let's get to the next one. Since we got people shooting at each other at the gathering after the funeral. Going to the drugs. 30-year-old, this happened in St. John the Baptist Parish, where they arrested a man after he failed to stop for a traffic stop, and he started throwing drugs out of a stolen vehicle during a high-speed chase. He thought he was in the parade, just throwing drugs out the car. Anyway, they found some marijuana, some MDMA, some Adderall, some oxycodone, some cocaine, and a digital scale. He had like a little buffet going on. He was like an all-around dealer. So, this happened on December 20th. 30-year-old Victor Wooten of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas, was apprehended during the chase of a stolen vehicle, and he was throwing drugs out. They tried to stop him after receiving information about the stolen car. Around Laplace, identified Wooten failed to stop, and he kept driving at a high rate of speed and recklessly through red lights. He eventually entered a Home Depot parking lot because he needed some glue. I mean, why would you just pull into a parking lot if you're running from the cops? I mean, I don't get it. Anyway, they noticed things being thrown out of the vehicle's passenger windows as the driver fled. He left the parking lot, sped down US 51, and afterward he pulled over in the parking lot at the gas station because he was running out on gas. He exited the vehicle, and the police captured him. They returned to the parking lot shortly afterwards, shooing all the other people away, and picked the drugs up. There were several high people in the parking lot. No, it didn't say that either. But anyway, they got him. Just fucking crazy. Yeah. I like that when it's raining meth. Oh, yeah. It's like, I was shopping at Home Depot, get me, some nails and stuff. And this bag of Adderall just slapped me in the head. I don't know what happened. Praise Jesus. This next guy, make sure I'm on the right picture. This guy right here. This fella right here. He looks scared to death, don't he? Anyway, it's in Ponchatoula, which is a very small community, not a big community. Anyway, he was wanted for a capital murder in Houston, Texas. And he got arrested in Tangipahoa Parish in Ponchatoula, which is like a one-horse town, basically. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty little town, but it's not big. Anyway, this guy here is 18 years old, Bradley Alex McKay. He goes by the nickname of Bam. He is from Ponchatoula, and he is suspected of shooting He's suspected of shooting and killing 2 men outside of a convenience store in Houston last month. Excuse me. My Bam is texting me. The victims were 29 and 19 years old, and they were shot at close range. So I'm sure they say he believe it's drug related. So he was in Texas. He was probably picking up drugs or something like that. And no, he didn't punch. He punched a tulip. No, Ponchatoula is the name of the town. He didn't punch a tulip, Melissa. Anyway, he is now in jail, and good chance he ain't gonna be out anytime soon. Especially in Texas, don't play pretty much with some crap like that either. So we get on to the next story. See where we at. Yeah, but I don't think you want to punch a tulip though. That wouldn't be much fun. Oh, this one here. This one's kind of messed up. These two ladies are right here. As far as I know, they're still wanted. These two right here. And they were shoplifting. They was in a they were stealing stuff from a beauty supply shop. And it was called the Diva Beauty Supply on Airline Highway. The business is owned by a family-owned business. And they were stealing, and the 19-year-old son ran out after them. Because from what I understand, I don't know, but I know hair or extensions, weave, whatever is expensive for the good stuff. He ran out, and I think they took off, and he like jumped on the hood or the trunk of the car or something like that, and they continued down the road and like slung him off of the car. He hit his head, and now he is in a coma. And I hope to, they better hope to God that he survives and makes it through, because if not, they're going to get some murder charges put on him. I don't know if they've caught him yet, but that's a hell of a charges to catch for some hair, right? You got a 19-year-old in a coma over that stuff, so don't do that. JoJo says it looks like they needed more beauty supplies. Them two bitches right there. This next one, we got a woman that was found guilty. Well, play a video. We're moving on.
Verdict for a woman on trial for poisoning her boyfriend. Good evening. Tonight, Michelle Hale is awaiting sentencing after being convicted on charges of second-degree murder for killing Damian Skipper in 2015.
News 2's Callista Matrician joins us from the newsroom with more on the judge's decision.
It took 7 days to reach a conclusion this family has waited on for 7 years. In a matter of minutes, Judge Raymond Bigelow found Michelle Hale guilty of poisoning and killing her former boyfriend, Damian Skipper. It comes after 2 weeks of intense questioning and testimony at the courthouse in Baton Rouge. Defense arguing that there wasn't enough to convict Hale of murder. The judge found the evidence presented by the state, phone records, computer searches, and orders of barium delivered to her house was enough to convict her. Family members of Skipper say this has been a long day coming.
And we never had a doubt in our mind that something happened to Damian. It wasn't a heart attack. From day one, we knew something happened.
Michelle Hale will be sentenced this Tuesday on charges of second-degree murder that carries a life sentence. In the newsroom, Callista Matrician, WBRZ News 2.
Yeah, second-degree murder in Louisiana. It's a mandatory life sentence. So I don't know why they're saying why they wait to sentence someone, because she can only get one sentence, and that is life. So I don't know why they do that. Makes no sense to me at all. Moving right along. Got that. Nope, we already did that one. We got some. Oh, I had no picture for the next one. We have some teenagers shooting at each other. Go figure. Like, that never happens. Never happens. We have 2 teenage boys got arrested in connection with shootings in Laplace this month in December. Two teenage boys got arrested. One was charged with illegal use of weapons and aggravated criminal damage to property, and he was released back to his parents, while the other was charged with accessory after the fact to illegal use of weapons and accessory after the fact to aggravated criminal damage to property. He was detained at the Sherman Walker Correctional Center. I guess he's probably must be 18. The St. John Baptist Sheriff's Office stated on December 16th, the 2 teenage males from Laplace were arrested in connection with the shooting in Laplace on December 15th. 15-year-old boy was arrested on December 13th, and a 16-year-old boy was arrested. I wonder why they put the guy with the accessory after the fact and housed him. But they let the one that actually did this shit go home to mommy and daddy. The cops responded to sounds of gunfire. They discovered witnesses that teenagers were involved in a shooting in a backyard. No injuries. Like they hit a house or something like that. 16-year-old fired the gun. The 15-year-old assisted in the act to tamper with the evidence. like I said, they kept the one in jail. I mean, I don't understand why they let the one that was the accessory locked him up, but the one that actually did it, he had to go home. That makes no sense. But whatever does. This is in Baton Rouge. Moving on to the next story. Officials are investigating a shooting that happened on the interstate, I-110, early Friday morning that left one person dead. They said Baton Rouge Police Department said the shooting happened around 3:35 a.m. Friday morning. They found Leonard Moore, 44, dead with several gunshot wounds that he received. Said he was driving on I-110 North when he was shot multiple times by a passing vehicle. They have no motive and no suspects. It's kind of fucked up that you can't even drive down the interstate. Let's just hope something like that was targeted and not just random, because that can get kind of crazy if you're thinking that's just some random shit. People just driving down the interstate shooting at people. This next one's up in Monroe, Louisiana, which is way up north. This happened right before Christmas break on December the 16th. The police were dispatched to an elementary school in reference to a man disturbing a school drop-off line. The suspect was described as a barefoot black male wearing shorts and a tank top. The suspect was later identified as 38-year-old David Ford III. According to the school's principal, Ford was attempting to talk to parents in the drop-off line while pulling on car handles. Numerous parents attempted to avoid Ford by driving to the back of the car line. Eventually, Ford fled the scene and was reportedly seen walking to residents on Dayton Avenue. They arrived at the residence where they made contact with the suspect. Ford was naked when he answered the doors. He was just got home, damn, these clothes are bothering me. I got to get naked. But why do crazy people always have to get naked? I don't understand. Why crazy people want to be naked? Anyway, he answered the door naked. The cops went, "Whoa, put that thing away." And then he refused to exit the house. Well, I guess he did refuse because he was naked. He didn't want everybody looking at his Johnson. They entered the home and informed Ford of his violation and that he was being arrested. Anyway, Ford's like, not today. I don't want to go to jail today. So he refused the arrest and he retreated into the residence despite being asked for his hands for handcuffing. Sir, we didn't really need your hands for handcuffing you. And he's like, nah, not doing that today either. I don't know how they wrote this, like he was just, everything was like, "Sir, can you please do this?" And he was like, "No, sir, I'm not going to do that." I mean, like it was all, I'm sure that's not how it went. Due to Ford's resistance and striking an officer several times in the chest, I hope he struck him with his fist and he wasn't like hitting him in the chest with his dick or something like that, because that'd be a whole different level of, yeah. Just I hope I'd much rather be punched. Tasers were deployed in order to control the suspect. During officers' attempt to arrest Ford, who was 47-year-old Maud Allen, who was inside the house, began interfering with the arrest of Ford by holding onto the suspect. They see I'm getting a whole nother picture here. It's like she's interfering, and he's naked. So it's like I could see they tased him, and she's like, "Oh no, you ain't taking my man." And she done grabbed the hold to his dick, and she's yanking back on him while the cops are yanking. I'm sure that's not how it happened, but that's how this whole mental picture's going on in my head for this shit right here. They commanded Allen several times to release Ford, but she refused. She said, "Motherfucker, this is my man." After officers struggled to gain control of both of the suspects, they were eventually able to place both Ford and Allen under arrest. Ford and Allen were taken into custody and transferred to the Ouachita Parish Correctional Center. Maud Allen, that's a name right there, right? Maud. She got charged with resisting an officer, interfering with the law officer, and interfering with the investigation, and for cock blocking. No, I'm just joking. They didn't say that. David Ford III received the following charges: battery of an officer, dick slap. No, he didn't. Resisting an officer with force or violence, unlawful disruption of operations of schools. Allen's bond was set at $5,000, and David's bond was set at $22,500. It's $22,500, and that's the end of that story. I mean, that's just fucked up. I mean, you can't make that shit up right there. You just can't do it. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this lady. Right. Well, I didn't put her picture up. Anyway, they had a judge. This happened about a year ago or so. I think it's about a year ago. I don't know if y'all remember. They had a judge back up in Lafayette. I think somebody broke into their car or something like that. Anything, something happened at her house. Cops came over. They had it on video, and she decided to use one of them words that you're not allowed to say. Okay, and it was on body cam. It got released. She has been relieved of her judgeship, and now she is she's trying to keep her law license. I'm going to play the video of what got her into trouble, and then we'll say what she's trying to do. If you're offended by words, don't listen to it, because that N word is used in this video. So this is what got her in
verdict
a
for
hot
a woman
mess.
on trial for poisoning her boyfriend.
Pull it up.
Good evening. Tonight, Michelle Hale.
Police body cam footage helped tell the story.
That's not
Tonight,
it.
police saying a man shot himself in the head during an encounter with the Gonzales police.
I must have skipped around on stories. I did. But it's all right. Number 3. Video 3. Here we go.
Mom goes, why are the lights to your
when I
truck
pull
on?
up in the window.
No, this is the cops. This is off the cop's body cam, I believe, or something. This is the judge lady right up here. That's her, who's no longer a judge. And this is the video they're showing the cop, and the commentary is what got her in hot water. I'm talking, it made national news. So.
Goes, why are the lights to your
When I
truck
pull
on?
up in the whip, they be saying, "God damn!"
Why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
And mom's yelling, "Nigger, nigger!"
No, Henry, have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, that's me.
No, that's
I
me
came
on
from
that
the backside.
side. Look, he trips over the
He trips twice. He trips twice.
I was the only one running.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied. Found Austin's wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. You should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to grab a gun.
Go and get the gun.
It's important. Very important.
As me and Austin maintain control of the situation.
The great thing is we've got video. We've got. Look, they're with the car. Wait, look. There's
And look, here comes Rebel.
Want to play fetch?
Anyway, now you can hear why she got in trouble. Anyway, she's a former Lafayette City judge, Michelle Obnett, however you say her last name. She admitted to using a racial slur. It was kind of obvious. We all heard her say it. This was last December, so it was just right at a year ago. Anyway, she's in a process now. She's trying to convince them not to pull her law license. Anyway, she was heard on video saying the N-word, took full responsibility of the action. Sorry for the pain I caused my community, blah, 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 stuff like that. She resigned December 31st, 2021. She resigned her judgeship. The first step in a 3-part trial was held Tuesday at Lafayette District Court. The Office of Disciplinary Counsel said her behavior compromised the integrity of the court. She appeared for the proceeding along with her attorneys, and her family had mostly vanished from the public eye. Her attorney argued on day one that his client should be allowed to keep her law license given that the incident happened inside of her home. What we are here for is to ask whether people with occupational license, lawyers, dentists, plumbers, electricians, have their occupational license placed in peril by something that they might do in their own home. Hearings resume on Wednesday. They got another city court judge who they appointed a black female to replace her. So anyway, she's trying to keep her law license. Now, while I do not agree with the language the lady was using, of course, it is judge says take her license. My issue is, okay, she is inside of her home. We do have freedom of speech still in the United States, some of it, not all of it. Why I disagree with what she was saying and hollering, that don't negate the fact that, I mean, she's not a judge anymore, so she's not, she's not judging people. And if she is a racist or whatever, or just made a stupid mistake, I'm not going to make that call. What I'm going to say is, why take her license? I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was a black person and I needed a lawyer, I'm not going to go to her to do my legal defense or anything like that. And so I don't think that should have any bearing on her law license. Because we still have, she has a right to think and say what she wants to. So, I mean, she was in her home. She wasn't doing it in the commission of her job or anything like that. And if her being a lawyer, she's not judging people. She's either going to sue people or divorce them or defend them or whatever. But she's not going to be, so I say let her keep it. Like I said, I mean, what kind of business is she going to have? I mean, a lot of people aren't going to use her anyway. So, but we'll see. If I hear about what that comes about, I will I'll update it because I'm kind of curious to see where it goes. Like I said, got some more people here. Y'all type in and say what y'all think. Yay or nay. Keep it or lose it. I say let her keep it. JoJo says she wants to lose it. So we're 1-1 right now. This next one, we got this lady here. Now this picture here, I'm just going to tell you, it's not an actual picture of the child. It was an artist rendering of the child. Did I not put that story up? Might not have. Anyway, this woman here is finally charged from 2018. I think she killed her baby or something at birth. This baby, this is a rendering of it. I think they just found skeletal remains, but she is finally charged for murdering her own child because she's a piece of shit dirtbag and should never be able to have children the rest of her life at all. Update on the inmate. The inmate they had the shooting that we talked about a couple weeks ago about an inmate that got shot at the courthouse. The gun was being taken from the deputy, and that's when they we thought they had the shooting at the courthouse. The inmate took the gun from the deputy and shot themselves in the head. So it was not the cop did not shoot the guy. The guy shot himself. Guess he didn't like what he got told in court. She agrees with me on that one about the woman never being able to have children again. Now this piece of shit dirtbag we got right here. Not him, that's little baby. This dude with the man bun. This piece of shit right here. Man bun, dude. He has been arrested. He's a Zachary guy. He got arrested for child porn. after Snapchat reported him. So at least they did something right for once. Investigators uncovered disturbing imagery pictures on the man's cloud storage after Snapchat reported him for sharing child pornography online. East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office said this guy, he's 24 years old. He looks, why do these criminals always look older than what they are? Owen Randall, he shared several videos showing children being sexually assaulted. Snapchat submitted a cyber tip about the videos, which were shared on multiple occasions. Deputies obtained a warrant for his social media account and his Apple iCloud account. While searching, they found a dozen videos of kiddie porn and other videos. They showed an unconscious woman being raped. They also found pictures showing Randall with 2 automatic handguns and other photos showing what appeared to be marijuana plants inside of his home. Anyway, he's in jail, and his bond is $1.5 million. So I don't think this piece of shit is going anywhere anytime soon. And as I always say, hopefully karma comes and gets him with a 15-inch spike dildo, fucks him in the ass till his colon falls out. Right here. Because he's a piece of shit with his little man bun, fucking stupid looking shit up there. So fuck that dude. I fuck that dude big time. We have I'm going to talk about anything stupid. This last video we're going to talk about here. Can't believe I did that many stories that fast. God, I'm getting better at this shit. Pat myself on the back right there. Good job. This last one, Bam actually brought it to my attention earlier today. I understand where they're coming from. I guess I don't know why these people didn't call the cops or anything like that. I think this woman has been fired. Anyway, she is on video throwing water on a homeless person at a convenience store. The problem with this is, if it was summertime, I mean, who gives a fuck? But the problem with this is we've been, below freezing this whole week, and I guess this could possibly kill somebody.
Mom goes, why are the lights to your
When I pull up in the whip, they be saying, "God damn."
Why are your lights on? They're like, pull up.
Right here. So, now what I want to say about this one right here, I don't know if y'all know about the Alton Sterling shooting. It was a big deal out here. It caused, we had riots and protests in the streets. This is at that store where this Alton Sterling shooting took place. Because the other reason you can still see the freaking mural painted on the wall. And I also want you to look. I mean, this is a bad area, and I would stop at this store if I fucking had. I was about to shit. I'd rather shit in my own pants than even stop at this store. And it's just. But anyway, she's gonna get fired. Let's watch it.
No, you get out the parking lot. She don't want to leave either.
Move.
Go.
I'm not telling you.
I see the trash everywhere. Look at it. It's not the greatest video, I know, but look at all of it right here. It's just, would you want to stop there? I'm not going to stop there. My thing is, why didn't she call the cops to have the homeless people removed? The cops not responding to remove the homeless people? I don't know. I'm just saying, but you throw water on somebody and it's, 30-something degrees below freezing, you could cause them to die. If it was warmer, fuck them. They probably needed a bath anyway.
Go.
I'm not telling y'all again. Move it. Clean the shit.
That right there, see right there, that's that fucking mural thing right there. When I saw it, I knew exactly where it was at. The fucking mural right there.
Move it. Clean the shit the fuck out. I'm doing it now. I know she called it. He called it. What the fuck? I'm sick of this shit.
Get it up.
Y'all got my whole fucking store looking like a...
Man, she decorated all the balls and shit last night. All that shit hanging from the balls and shit, man.
Now they got the shit hanging from the door.
It look bad. It really do. Then y'all always be talking about this a spot where Alton Sterling died at. Y'all don't respect.
Anyway, I think that lady has been fired. I mean, try calling the cops, get them removed first, is all I can say. My opinion on that one. Anyway, that's all the stories I'm going to give y'all tonight. That was like 20 of them. Pretty good doing that in exactly 1 hour. Pat myself on the back. Like I said, hope everybody had a good Christmas. We are having like I said, the box is supposed to be here, and Freebird may make it, hopefully, and everything else. Duke the dog is here. He's looking at me all crazy, too. What you doing, buddy? He's been living inside the whole time. Oh, come here. Come here. There he is. Say hello. There he is. All right. So, y'all remember to go like, subscribe. Like I said, if y'all want some more stuff, I'm always putting stuff out on Patreon. You can join. You don't have to join. If you know anybody, write a review. Also, like I said, let me pull it back up. This shirt right here. I know it's not the fanciest shirt. But this one costs a little bit more. I think I got this one at $30. What's up, Roy? I'm about to leave out. You're a little bit late. This shirt right here, I got it for $30, and because all the money is going to William Darby's. All the money is going towards him to help with their fund, and I'm thinking about going to go listen to. It was the last episode I just put out. That is his wife, who is also a police officer. She's a deputy. She's a sergeant, and I've watched the body cam footage several times, and I got a link to the body cam footage in the description. You can go down the description on there and click on it, and it'll bring you. You can watch it. It's like 20 minutes long, but you can watch the body cam. Come and put your own opinion on it. It's up to you. My opinion on it was a good shoot. It's a clean shoot. The man probably saved them other cops' lives. So, good episode. Y'all go listen to it. If not, come back tomorrow night to our regular episode, which everybody will be here, and go buy a shirt so I can donate some money, help them out. So, y'all be safe. Watch your back. Watch your partner's back, and remember, we ain't their sheepdogs no more. So we're gonna be the lion. See y'all tomorrow.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be